Good morning and welcome to this Grant County Commissioners regular session. Monday, June the 1st at 2026 at 10 a.m. The recess has ended. The prayer will be led by Mr. Hicks with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Mr. Stewart. If you would stand.
Let us pray. Dear God, Father, we thank you for the day. We thank you for the rain from the farmers, Lord. We thank you for all your blessings. Leading guys to keep us throughout this day. Hear me pray. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me and face the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. Before you have the consent agenda with the pre-approval of claims, the regular claims minutes from 5/18 Commissioners meeting, as well as the 5/18 executive session, payroll. Are there any questions or comments? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Poling, a second from Commissioner Stewart to approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye, and I have an exclusion off of the executive session. I was absent.
It's one executive section minutes. Minutes are, the consent agenda is approved. We'll move on to item number 5. Monthly and annual reports. We do have the clerk's annual report in our packet, which is the form number 46CR. So we'll show that as received
For April.
for April. We'll move on for our communication and board updates. Are there any elected officials or boards that represent the commissioners in the room that wish to address the body? Not seeing anyone. We'll move on to the EMA report. Mr. Jackson.
Well, good morning. I don't have anything to report today unless you have questions.
No, thank you. Thank you, sir. We'll move on to the central dispatch report. Mr. Hicks.
Good morning again. So the month of May was a little bit busier for us in the center. We had 2,026 911 calls, 47 from landlines, 2,342 came from cell phones, 193 came from VoIP phones. We had 1 TDD, and we had 43 unknown. We handled a total of 8,113 administrative calls for a grand total of 10,739. Our responses were up as well. EMS was 1,097. The law enforcement was 10,202. There were 667 fire calls, and central dispatch handled 716 complaints for a total of 12,682 complaints last month. And then we do have CPR scheduled for my staff on June the 29th and July the 2nd. Those will all be scheduled on their days off so that they can attend those. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those.
Thank you, Mr. Hicks.
Thank you.
We'll move on to the IT report. Mr. Elliott.
No, I mean, I don't have anything for you gentlemen unless you have any questions or anything for me.
I think the only thing I got, I know in the surveyor's office, they're wanting a collared copier. Is there any way that we could take like one of our other copiers that's new and just maybe negotiate or trade for a collared copy for them?
Yeah, I have to contact our rep this week, so I can just mention that to him as well to see if we can just get them, like, exchange it. And
Yeah, if it's like a no-cost exchange or something.
right. Yeah, like I said, I'll reach out to them and we can get that process started. I did just think of an update. We did just get done with our classes that you gentlemen approved a few months ago. And now we're on to, I think we're going to have 1 class for this summer.
Nice.
So I want to let you know we got that all done and it looked like we passed, so we're good. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to the Highway Department report. Mr. White?
Good morning.
Morning.
First thing I was going to bring up is we did start our chip seal program last week. We did about 6 tankers on that, and we're hoping to work ahead again this week on that. So with the rains kind of put us back for a couple days till we can dry out, so we can do it later today. Some other things I was going to bring up, I think in your annual report, you got the annual report for the highway department, and I really need you to sign off on this if you approve it. Basically, the total funding for the highway last year, 2025, this is with NVH restricted, local road and street, accumulated bridge, and then we also added the community crossing grant and also wheel tax. That was a little over 9.2 million that was spent in the highway department for those projects that I listed. So if you do like to approve it, have a signature page that I need signed off on.
Are there any questions or comments regarding the state form for the annual report?
And we actually send this to LTAP at Purdue, and then they send it on state board accounts and all that. And then I'll give a copy to the auditor in case when state board accounts comes back, we're audited, but they have all the information they need. So.
Is the chair ready for a motion?
I am.
I'll make a motion that we accept this.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from Commissioner Poling to accept the state form 54400 as presented, which is the highway annual operations report. Are there any other questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay. Next thing I was going to bring up is we were supposed to get our salt bids from NDOT in May. I got an email from the other day. They did not receive any bids, so they're going to move it till June, towards the end of June. So hopefully we'll have a bid then. They think they will get bids for that, so we get state bids on that. So I'll update you when we do receive those bids.
Was that unusual for them, or?
Yeah, they said the high volume of salt that was used last year, that they didn't have a lot of contractors that wanted to bid on it. So we're gonna have to start thinking out of the box, because I can see in the future there won't be salt to get a road like it was in the past. So
Could you, when it comes to salt, could that be stored for like 2 years or not? What's max life?
yeah, I think you can. The biggest thing is just making sure it don't get hard, get set up and everything because of the moisture. So we're gonna have to, like I said, kind of start thinking out of the box, doing some other type of treatments. So I was going to bring up today about the distributor truck that we were talking about selling on governmentdeals.com. I'd like to try to put a reserve on it of 20,000, if that's all right with you gentlemen, and try to get that advertised and see what we do. We've got both of our other distributors up and running. They're all right, so I feel I'm comfortable to sell it. So the other question I wanted to make sure was all right is I've been requested by the town of Fairmount to chip seal like a mile of road in their town. And then I've also been asked by the fair board if we could maybe chip seal their driveways after the fair this year, if it would allow us to. They just have to pay for the product and stuff like that. I want to make sure it's all right with you gentlemen. So.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. And then last thing I was going to bring up is we met with our Biolytics last week, and we've got 4 of these that we mount them on the front of our truck. They do the pictures every 10 feet on our roadways so we can get our Pazer ratings and road conditions. So we started this last week. We're trying to get out in front of our chip seal program so we can kind of see before and after what they rate them. So we've already started doing that last Thursday afternoon. CR ran and did some of those out in front of us. So, and then collecting all the data for signage and everything else. So the only thing bad is we have to go both ways to get the signs, but it's road conditions and signs. So, and then they're supposed to come back in a couple weeks and help us with some other situations on downloading. When we bring it into the office, and it downloads every night. So it says it's supposed to be done within 30 days, but we already did, like I said, on Thursday, and it was already downloaded by this morning kind of thing. So if you see these on the hoods of our truck, you'll know what we're doing. So
That's awesome.
so
Thank you.
that's all I have, unless you gentlemen have anything.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wood.
Thank you.
We'll move on to item 11, the Health Department.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't have anything new to report today. I did want to talk to you about the Public Health Emergency Preparedness Grant. It's a July to June grant. It was established in 2002 to help local health departments prepare for public health emergencies and disasters. It's time to sign up for the next. We've received it every year since 2002, and I'm asking your permission to accept it again for the 26-27 calendar year. It mostly funds our preparedness coordinator, who has, in this grant cycle, there will be 16 deliverables that have to be met within the year. I think you were provided a copy of it. It lists the deliverables in there. So I would just like your permission to sign up.
Has the health board okayed this?
It wasn't, yes, years ago. The health board just continues
Well,
to
you
accept
got
it.
a new doctor and everything. I think you should,
He was in this morning and
yeah,
we
but the board
discussed
should
it.
okay it, then you bring it to us. Is that
Okay,
correct, Marty? Because the health board runs the finance.
Yes. Yes, it should go.
Yes.
so because the health board approved this years ago to just continue to receive it, let me finish my question. I have to at least sign opt-in immediately. The health board does not meet again until July. So can I have your permission to opt in and then opt out if the health board does not approve it?
Yeah, you can pass it pending their approval.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or I can ask them to hold an emergency meeting.
Well, you know how I feel about this.
I do. I will tell you, we are required to have a preparedness coordinator to receive the $410,000 in HFI funds. So if we don't fund a preparedness coordinator with this grant, we have to fund it somehow. Or we lose that funding. Is it that we hire an outsider?
No, I
If
just
I
feel,
understood
you know
your-
how I feel about this, Terry. We went through this when I was on the council. Bob's the guy that does it all. He don't get nothing. This is, no, you can say whatever you want. You could put Bob on there as part-time or something so he could get something, because he's the man that really does it.
I did actually try to do that, and at this point, the CDC says it has to be a health department employee. I think we went through that a couple years ago. At this point in time, the CDC requires that it be a health department employee, and we even worked with the auditor trying to find a way to have Bob's office count as a part-time health department employee, and there was no way to make that happen. If something's changed, I'm open to that. It would be easier. I'm open to that. We just couldn't figure out a way to make it work.
Are there any other questions or comments? I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve it pending the health board's approval next month.
Oh, yeah, it's June.
I'll second it.
What's that?
I was gonna say July, but it is June 1st, so July is next month.
I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from myself to approve pending the health board's approval. And this is the amendment number 1. It's a Grant County Health Department grant application contract. Are there any other questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign.
Opposed.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to item number 12, the Veteran Service Office.
He's not gonna be here
He's not
today.
gonna be here. There's nothing under old business. We'll move on to new business. Item A, the detention center chiller replacement. For some time now, the chiller at the D home that runs the building has been needing repair and replacement. It's a 29-year-old air chilled cool. Was it York? It's a York.
Yes.
York chiller. And so we're going to declare an emergency. There's one in stock that we could potentially have within, I think, 6 weeks.
Yep.
And so we're going to declare an emergency to purchase that chiller. The total amount is $304,220. We did go to the county council. We will be going to the county council to ask for the funds. We did receive a pre-approval of sorts. Do you have anything else you'd like to add, Mr. Paul? So the proposal is to demo the existing 120-ton air chiller, install the new R454B air chiller. The price includes all the valves and fittings, includes all the electrical, includes the excavation for the underground refrigerant piping. Has to have a new line set from the chiller to inside the building. Includes the excavation, the crane and the rigging, anything associated with the installation essentially. And then also includes the disposal of the old equipment. And well, we're just hoping that this don't go down in the meantime. I mean, it's on its last leg, and I believe when they called it, they'd already put 6 pounds of Freon in it.
Yeah.
And so it's just a matter of time, and there's no good way for that unit. So I mean, it'll be a coordination effort when that does show up with that building. I'm guessing maybe probably less than a week downtime.
Yeah.
But hopefully they don't need it in the meantime. But so I guess my recommendation of this body would be to declare an emergency to purchase this chiller and proceed forward with Resolve Tech with that $304,220.
So moved.
I'll second. I have a motion from Commissioner Polling, a second from Commissioner Stewart to approve the Resolve Tech proposal in the amount of $304,220 for a chiller replacement at the D home. Are there any other questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move on to item B, the Gene Team Leads online Nighthawk subscription.
Hey, Commissioners, I believe this is a new contract, requested contract approval for Leads Online. Obviously, we have Leads Online and have it. So this is a little bit of an amendment as we're adding another portion to it with Nighthawk, which is gives detectives more capability in organizing and laying out cell phone data information, things of that nature, in a more understandable way. It takes several hours or even days sometimes to review data from cell phones, things of that nature. With this, we discontinued the use of another data system, Clear, which I think was about $6,000 a year on Clear. something like that.
How much?
And,
How much was it?
about 6,000 something a year, to sort of counter the cost of adding this, Nighthawk.
Did we pay that or you guys pay that 6,000?
Oh, Gene Team, it comes out of Gene Team account. Cause it is, we use it, the sheriff's office, also Marion Police Department.
So this here that you're asking for, still, you guys will pay for this too? You
Yes,
guys will still pay for this
yes,
too?
yes. Yeah.
Are there any other questions or comments? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from Commissioner Poling to approve the contractor with Leeds Online Nighthawk subscription. Are there any other questions or comments? Mr. Harper, you've reviewed this.
I have. It's ready to be approved.
Are there any other comments from the members?
Yes, sir.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We can go ahead and, are you here for the sheriff as well? I mean,
Yes.
we can go
Yeah, the
ahead.
sheriff's on vacation this week, so.
He's on vacation, okay. We'll move on to the transportation van purchase request.
Yes. Again, this is, I believe in front of you, this is a van that was apparently ordered 4 years ago. It's finally arrived. It's at Mike Anderson, I believe, in Guest City. Obviously, we'd like, so if you go ahead and purchase the van at this time, because of the rarity of the vehicle and the type van, we use them. We have those inserts that go in and out the back that we keep transferring. That's quite a cost, and air conditioned. So we'd like to, since we have one local and here, ask you to go ahead and purchase. We do anticipate the other two that we have right now, both are over 100,000 miles on those two. One's a 05 and one's a 2020 that we have in operation right now.
Were both those vans hail damaged too, the used ones?
Pardon me?
Are both the used vans on the hail damage?
Can't answer that.
I think one of.
Just one.
So this was ordered in 2020?
Hmm?
This was ordered in 2020?
Yes, that's what they're telling me. Yes, that's what they say. It was ordered
You ordered
and
something?
finally come in. It's
So did they pay half down when they ordered it? Because when you order something, you gotta pay half down.
I don't know that I don't believe so. I don't know any prior payment was made on the order. And again, they're saying, and again, my notes I got from Captain Troyer is, of course, this has the extended end for the HVAC system and the cell thing insert that goes into it. Looks like he said doing a research on the vehicle, he only found two within a 5,000 or 500 mile radius. So they're just hard to get a hold of. Now that we've got one, we'd like to go ahead and see if you'd purchase.
Angie, do you know, do we have funds available in CCD? I know that they've already made a request for vehicles, so I don't know if we technically have the funds available.
You're looking for us to help with half, correct? So it'd be about
Yes.
22.5.
Yes. Do that. Do half.
If the other van's only got 100,000 miles on them, you surely get 200,000 miles out of them.
No, we anticipate trying to do that. Yes, we do. We do
So now we need three-
anticipate,
now we
we
need
do
three?
anticipate purchasing this and then replacing one of these later once it gets to the mileage.
Yeah, but so you're saying what you're saying is you need three of them now.
Well, we could use three of them. We've got three other vehicles, used vehicles that we use right now. We have a couple of minivans and a car that we use for transports also. we do quite a bit of transports. We try to use those for local, to the doctor, to the hospital, things of that nature, where these are more the higher travel across the state.
Over time, you'll end up phasing one of those out and
Yes.
implementing this more.
There's nothing left in the sheriff's vehicle account, but there is about 29 or 3,000 in vehicles.
How much?
30,000.
30. Do we have anything earmarked for it, you know?
We gotta help you get
Okay, any other questions or comments? I would support it as long as we're gonna phase something out. The half. Yeah. So,
Say that again.
I would support the purchase as long as we're gonna phase a vehicle out
Okay.
within 6 months or something.
Well, we can.
But I was just gonna say, how much we actually drive. We do about 3,800 miles, a month. We've done 684 transports up through May, which is about 137 transports, a month on average. We did 141 last month for May. We've got them going back and forth. So you can probably think about 45,000 miles on these will reach this year. So if we can get this vehicle and phase it in slowly, get the 200,000 miles that we actually can get out of these other vehicles. They tend to have a lot of problems when you get around 200,000 miles. And then we'll phase the highest mile one out and put this one in.
Is that the mileage you just said? Is that on each of the vans?
He's got.
Do you anticipate that being on each of the vans?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the black and the white van that we use for those, you could probably split the 3,800 or so in half.
Okay.
We go to Fulton, we go to Tipton, and then we do all kinds of juvenile transports with those also. And sometimes when we have to do extraditions to states that attach to Indiana, we'll use one of these also for that. If it's too far, we have to fly.
And again, just I want to make sure clear, this vehicle's purchased so when we do end mileage in one of the other transport vans, we can take that insert all the way out and replace it in this vehicle.
Oh, yeah, but everybody's also, this council's we gotta remember, guys, we're losing a lot of money this year to what the governor did. We're losing what? Close to 3.5 million. And just curious, why don't you transport any of these to Wabash jail?
Pardon me?
Why don't you take any to Wabash jail? Wabash only got 137 people in it. They hold 320.
Well, we've been utilizing the Rochester and Tipton.
Yeah, I'm just saying closer, shorter amount of time.
Yeah, and I'll address that. So at first, they had to get their facility up and running with the amount of people that they actually needed. And so they put us on hold. And so in the meantime, that's why we went with Tipton and Fulton County. And so as it kind of works out, to put a third up there was just logistically a little bit even harder for us. And so as we draw down, and we're expecting to draw down here when we get the home detention program running, then we can utilize Wabash in the future here. So right now, we're just kind of moving those people around, drawing down on the people that's on the in the outer county fund. So yeah, we plan on doing that.
Are there any other questions or comments?
No, sir.
I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we go in half on the on this van as presented by Officer K.
There a second? I'll second the motion. I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from myself to support the purchase of a new van that was believed to be ordered in 2020. And it is extended, so that
Right.
has to
Yes,
slide
it's
in.
extended.
Okay. So, and that we would cover half out of the vehicles and CCD. Are there any other questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move on to item E, the Sheriff's Opioid Fund Committee request.
I'll yield the podium to Director Cameron.
Good morning, everyone. I do have a handout that I'd like to give with you guys so that follow along. I did a presentation to the committee about this program. Since we've met, we have received the grant from the Marion City opioid, the restricted funds of $50,000. And as we were asking the committee and now the commissioners to match that for a coordinator position. I also attached a job description that you requested, Commissioner Middlesworth, about what this position would actually be for. And so as you can see, the coordinator position, it lists out everything that we kind of talked about in that meeting. I entertain any questions that you have for that, unless you want me to just kind of give you a quick overview.
Are there any questions or comments?
How many people is gonna be in this program?
Well, that's all based on the assessments. The coordinator will be really facilitate the ability to even do more assessments than actually are occurring right now.
So is this for assessments, or are you actually gonna have a program in there?
But we have a program currently. There will be multiple programs, and the coordinator will
How many people's in
coordinate
your
all
program now?
8.
And what's that program called?
MRT.
So you have no, when you start this other one, you have no idea how many more people you can put in there?
Well, it depends on space, it depends on treatment, it depends on,
Well, that's what I'm asking you, because the sheriff's always saying that you don't have space for all these programs. That's why you never started them before. Where'd you find the space?
This request is for the coordinator, like they're gonna come in and assess. It's the assessor that's gonna assess the needs of that individual.
right, that's correct.
So
And half of it's gonna be paid by the city of Marion,
That's correct.
and half of it could be paid by the opioid settlement funds. And so the recommendation of the opioid committee, which I serve on, said that they would support it
That's right.
pending Marion's support.
That's right.
So you're here today to say that Marion's committed the dollars.
That's correct.
So this is a needs or assessment coordinator,
That's correct.
and it'd be for any of your current programs.
Current programs or programs that can be established for the future.
Does that make sense?
And what's her contract, or that person's contract? How long is it?
This is just for a year.
And what's her salary?
That's yet to be determined.
I think the total request was what, 72,700? From the opioid, correct?
I was given a range in the opioid. The opioid minutes are also in your folder. Estimated cost for this program is $72,700 to $97,700.
That's correct.
there any other questions or comments?
The chair's ready for a motion. I'll make the motion that we approve this.
I'm ready.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from Commissioner Poland to approve supporting the position regarding the jail treatment coordinator with the opioid settlement funds. It's a recommendation by the opioid committee. And
For 1 year.
for 1 year. Are there any other questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I will say, like, the assessment coordinator is step one of anything you do in the jail to assess the needs for any type of program, rehabilitation. It's the person that says, hey, this person can go here or there, whichever programs. But I really think that that's a step in the right direction, for sure.
Yep.
We'll move back to item C, courthouse stair tread replacement. And this is a quote from Kyle's Flooring to replace the stair treads and all the labor. They're aluminum stair treads for the courthouse steps, so they're not as slick. And the total is $46,800. And we did get this approved by the council. So this is a formality. I'd request a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Poling, a second from Commissioner Stewart to approve the estimate from Kyle's MAB paints and floorings for stair treads, and in the amount of $46,800. And I believe they're going to start on the south side. So with
Correct, yeah, they're gonna try to get the south side open, because we're gonna have to open. That'll help people get in now there, I think, easier going up them steps than inside.
Yeah.
You know, while we're waiting on them brakes.
So a motion, a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move on to item F, Marion Housing Authority grant opportunity.
I was contacted by Michaela Marazzi about an opportunity for owner-occupied rehabilitation program funded by an Oprah grant, where a homeowner can apply for funding to deliver critical repairs to homes across Grant County. My understanding. Sorry.
I didn't know.
Sorry.
So, my name is Cody Ramos, and I'm actually the development director for the Affordable Housing Corporation. I wasn't aware that we were on the agenda today, so I apologize about not being prepared. But Michaela Marazzi actually works with the Affordable Housing Corporation, not the Marion Housing Authority. And this is a project that she's working on. She is a contractor currently because she's currently living in Norway, so that's why she's not here today.
She couldn't commute.
Right, yeah, couldn't just catch that flight, but yeah, so I could try to help answer some questions if you guys have any.
If you can just give us a quick overview, because I know Ron talked to Michaela, I talked to her very briefly.
Yeah.
But if you can give us some points about the program.
Yeah, so she's working on this grant opportunity called Owner Occupied Rehabilitation, OOR. In order to be qualified for this grant, an individual in the organization has to be OCRA certified. And currently, from my understanding, there's only 2 individuals in Grant County that are OCRA certified, Michaela being one, as well as Lori Cox, our executive director. OCRA stands for the Office of Community and Rural Affairs. And what this grant does is it helps bring community development to individuals in rural communities to help them improve their homes, such as HVAC systems, housing repairs. I text Lori and I asked her just to give me a few brief key points. So she said it's owner-occupied repair for those who live in their homes and they have to own their homes as well. Assistance with things such as HVAC, roofs. It's up to $25,000 per household. Construction is competitive and it's a sealed bid process. Through this grant, we wouldn't be able to assist with any rentals. It's only for those homeowners, and it does have income restrictions of up to 60 or 80% AMI, which is area medium income. So that is what I'm familiar with when it comes to this grant. Like I said, it's really Michaela and Lori's baby,
Gotcha.
but I wanted to come up and just say,
Appreciate
yeah, it's affordable housing.
Thank you.
So, no worries.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Other questions or comments?
So the county can get up to 500,000 and we need a 10% up to, at least a 10% match.
Would this be within the city limits or within the unincorporated?
That's why she reached out to us, because then if we approve it, then it can be in the unincorporated areas. And then smaller towns as well.
So what, sir, is this 500,000 for the county and the city or just for the county?
I'm not 100% confident, but I do know that in the city, she's working with Jeffrey Reyes.
Yeah.
That's a good question, Chuck, actually, because
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Want to make sure you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I talked to her briefly for about 5 minutes and I didn't get a feel for whether or not whether that's total or whether that's just the city.
But we can find out.
Yeah.
So
we'll get some more information.
Do you know what's the
When their
deadline?
deadline is?
She's hoping for November, to submit it by November.
So we have time.
Yes.
But isn't there something that she's wanting to start in June though?
She had talked about starting it in the summertime. Do you want me to come back up there?
Please.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be good, yeah. Wait, Mr. Ramos, when I talked to her, I remember, and I apologize for not being able to recall this, but she said that there was a little bit of a sense of urgency because she was needing to do something. She was needing to get something started in June.
Yeah, so I know originally she had anticipated applying for the summer. There's different rounds of grant opportunities. She originally was hoping to submit everything for the summer grant cycle, but it was just getting too close and having to build these partnerships. It just didn't seem feasible, so now she's shooting for the fall one.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring up, she emails me just like key points as well. She's wanting to start working on dispersing flyers that contain more information about this OOR grant, hosting public engagement sessions, hosting a public hearing in October, and begin taking photos and environmental reviews. So, and I do believe that she said the OOR application is due in November. Yes. Okay.
So there's nothing that she needs to get going in June, to your knowledge.
Not right now, just starting to get the ball rolling. That way we're prepared.
We can find this out,
Yep.
then we can bring it
Get more
back.
details and bring it back.
Okay.
And I could work with Michaela and get all those details and everything as well, so.
If you can do that, we can at the next meeting, we can,
Sounds great.
yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Probably what we should do is decide on a dollar amount and then take it to the council.
Right, well, and
To make sure that you
want
can
us-
get it.
How much goes for the county, in the city, or if it goes for all, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna work on that, Mr. Stewart?
Yes.
We'll move on to item BW construction update. I believe by Friday of this week, we should have the final bid packet for option 3. We do have before us a bot council acknowledgement letter. And BW will be on the meeting agenda for the next regular session commissioners meeting, which would be June the 15th. And so in our letter, or our packet, we have a Barnes and Thornburg. It's a bot council letter. And so BOT stands for Build, Operate, Transfer. The acknowledgement letter is that prior, Connor Sullivan, the attorney, was going to take care of the agreement. Since we no longer have a contract with Connor Sullivan, that Barnes and Thornburg would take care of the agreement. Nothing will be paid from the county unless a project happens. So this would be covered by BW Construction, but it's just an acknowledgement letter that they would prepare
the bonding of sorts, right?
Yes.
So any work that's done and then we ended up not doing a jail project, PW will pay, they will take care of the,
If it don't go.
if it don't
But if it
go.
goes, then they'll go back and get theirs.
Yeah, if it goes, it'll
Yeah.
go against the bond.
The project.
Correct. Okay.
Any questions or comments? Mr. Harker, you've reviewed this.
Ready to be approved.
I'll make a motion that we approve it.
I'll second it. I have a motion from Commissioner Stewart, a second from myself to approve the acknowledgement letter with Barnes and Thornburg. Are there any other questions or comments from the members? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign.
Opposed.
Motion carries. And so we have the additional appropriation request. I'll have to go before the council. Do you guys have a dollar amount? Or are we okay with like, an $800,000 additional appropriation request just to cover ourselves if anything arises between now and the next meeting? But we know we have the chiller. Is there anything else you can think of? I would just make a request that we, a consensus that we just do a blanket letter to the council.
I think we should just go when we need it. Cause them guys are getting ready to hit a, they got a lot of money we're losing. They're gonna have to deal with. You know what I mean? I think we should need it, come as you need it. Myself, because they got a big job. We gotta think about them too. We've been there.
Well, I mean, we could always lower it at the meeting. You can't raise it at a meeting. So, given that they only meet once a month, it puts us in a time predicament.
You have a number in your head?
I was just, do you think there's anything else that could come up between now and?
Yeah. But who knows? Who knows what?
Just do $500,000, then you can always lower it. Or the correct amount, it don't matter.
Yep.
Okay, we'll move on. We have a public hearing, a zoning map ordinance change ordinance. Mr. Glancy.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thanks for the time. This is a zoning change, and it's pretty straightforward zoning change. The Area Planning Commission held a required public hearing and voted to send this forward with a favorable recommendation. The request is to rezone this parcel from I-1, Industrial 1, to agriculture. The existing campground has been there for decades, and this is not a new use being dropped into the area. In practical terms, this change supports an existing local business and allows room for that business to continue and expand in a way that fits the property better. The east side triangle along State Road 37 is intended for a single family home. This will be the home for the business owners of the campground. And the adjoining parcel and parcels around it will remain, this one particular parcel will remain I-1 to keep future options open. So this is not shutting the door on development. It is more of a cleanup and adjustment of zoning to better match the actual use and intended use in the future of this land. So from the APC side, we've completed our part process and certified the petition forward to you. And I'll be glad to answer any questions. The Nottinghams, the owner of this property, they are here. If you have any questions for them.
You gentlemen have any questions? What ordinance number is this?
55.
5. We'll go ahead and, Mr. Harker, would you just go ahead and open it for a public hearing at this time? Do you want to read ordinance 5?
over there. Do you have the application signed? This one that you sent me doesn't have a signature on it.
Okay.
Yes. Whereas the Grant County Board of Commissioners has adopted the Grant County area-wide zoning ordinance pursuant to Indiana Code Chapter 36-7-4, and whereas the official zoning maps incorporated into the Grant County area-wide zoning ordinance may be amended in accordance with Indiana Code and the provisions of the ordinance. And whereas Larry and Sheree Nottingham filed a petition identified as docket 012-26 requesting that certain property located at 11460 South Strawtown Pike, Fairmont, Indiana, parcel number 27-14-06-100-005.002-015 be rezoned from I-1 industrial to AG agricultural. And whereas the Grant County Area Planning Commission conducted a duly noticed public hearing on said petition on April 6, 2026 as required by law. And whereas following said public hearing, the Grant County Area Planning Commission certified the proposal to the Grant County Board of Commissioners with a favorable recommendation. And whereas the Grant County Board of Commissioners has considered the recommendation of the Grant County Area Planning Commission and now desires to take final action on the proposal. Now therefore be it ordained by the Grant County Board of Commissioners, Grant County, Indiana, as follows. The zoning classification following described real property is hereby changed from I-1 industrial to agricultural. Property address 11460 South Strawtown Pike, Fairmont, Indiana. Parcel number 27-14-06-100-002-015. The official zoning map of Grant County, Indiana, as incorporated into the Grant County area-wide zoning ordinance is hereby amended to reflect this zoning map change. All ordinances and parts of this ordinance in conflict with this ordinance are hereby repealed to the extent of such conflict. This ordinance shall be effective upon adoption and as otherwise provided by law. So ordained by the Board of Commissioners of Grant County, Indiana, this first day of June 2026.
So we'll go ahead and open it for the public hearing at this time. If you would come to the podium and state your name and address for the record. We're discussing ordinance number 5-2026.
Would you like to hear the others?
Yeah,
Yes, they will.
Yeah.
Hi.
Morning. I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Do you state my address?
Yeah, state your name and address for the record, please.
Larry Nottingham. I'm here with my wife, Sheree Nottingham. Our address is 11460 South Strawtown Pike. I think it's south. They just dropped that, so.
Well, we actually live in Greenville.
Just anything you want to say, sir. We're here to listen.
We currently live in Greenfield, Indiana. It's an hour away. We own the park now. This will be our 11th year. And we want to build our family home there so it's easier, closer to the park. So that's our plans.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Is there any other public comment? This time we'll go ahead and close the public hearing portion. Are there any questions or comments from the members? If not, I entertain a motion regarding ordinance number 5.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Poling, a second from Commissioner Stewart to approve ordinance number 5-2026. Are there any other questions or comments from the members? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Glancy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You gentlemen have anything else for the good of the order? Yes, sir. We'll move on to public comment. At this time, the public is invited to speak before the board. Please approach the podium. When recognized by the president, state your name and address or any concerns. No complaint, accusations, or name calling regarding personnel during this public discussion time. A limit of 2 minutes will be given. We'll go ahead and open up for public comment. Mr. Gates?
Hi, Greg Kitts, 2501 North River Road, current member of the county council. Question then, with this deal that was agreed to with the Garthwaite Road, trying to get more funds, and basically VW is agreeing to pay for that, does that mean that they're going to give us back the money that we've spent in the event that this project doesn't happen at all? Was that part of those discussions as well? Because I think there was about $2 million expended. So I didn't know if that was part of it too. I guess to me, it just seems like this is a backdoor way to keep this alive. I think the taxpayers want transparency in their government. How do I know this? I'm a taxpayer, speaks with many. Haven't spoken to one person that says I want my government representatives to try and do some backdoor deals to somehow, get things like this approved in some manner. Everyone I talk to says put the cards on the table. Tell us the plan from day one. And I just, so many times on the county council, I feel like I'm a pawn in a game here, and I'm provided information on a need to know basis. And when do I need to know? It's when you need my vote, and I'm left in the dark and outside of these communications otherwise. And unfortunately, it leads to a distrust of our government representatives who are involved in this, and also of those outside contractors that are doing those types of deals. So just my comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments?
Morning, gentlemen. Molly Early, 1717 Summerfield Drive, Marion. Just a quick question about the data center moratorium that has been discussed since the March 2nd meeting. I've noticed that has not went to public hearing yet or has been signed, which leaves our county in a conundrum of being unprotected until the ordinance is written. So just questions and concerns as to when that is planned to go to public hearing for such approval to make it official and legal.
I think area plan's working on it, right?
I mean, the area plan's working on the ordinance.
Right.
As we've done our part as commissioners.
The moratorium is not in effect, correct? Because I haven't seen a signature page.
Mr. Harper, the commissioners have passed a moratorium regarding data centers, correct?
Yes, I believe that was back in May.
But it went to it hasn't gone to public hearing, which makes it non-binding.
We've done our part, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
I believe, if I'm not wrong, Mr. Glancy, you can address this, but the area plan has passed a moratorium on their part as well.
So the area plan passed in a public meeting, a resolution for a moratorium on data centers. So the area plan, the office reports to the area plan commission. Area plan commission has made a resolution that the area plan office is not to take in a special exception or any kind of building permits for a data center.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Our next regular meeting would be Monday, June the 15th at 10 a.m. Right here in the council chambers. Recess till then. Thank you.